Hello poultry farmers, welcome to my channel. Thank you for the comments you've left on my video, in the last video. Thank you for the likes, they have been very encouraging. In today's video, I'm going to be answering 10 of the top questions poultry farmers want to get answers to. I know that because I've been seeing a lot of these questions in my videos, so I want to take today to answer these questions. If this is your first time to this channel, please leave a like. Yes, like this video, share with your friends and other Facebook groups. Also tell your friends about this channel. The more people watch, the more likes I get, the more I am encouraged to make important videos for you like this. I am Dr. Mantongapep, and I'm going to be sharing with you and answering the 10 top questions poultry farmers want to get answers to. So let's get into the video proper. The first question is, what is the difference between broilers and layers? These questions I get a lot, even from my WhatsApp classes and my physical classes. Some people don't know the difference between broilers and layers in poultry. Now, let me answer this question straightforward. All my answers are going to be straightforward, so just pay attention. If you don't get anything clearly, you can rewind, you can go back. And if you feel you need to leave a comment, you need to ask a question, you can leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you. Now, broilers are birds that are kept for meat, whether turkeys, chicken, ducks, quails, or other birds, while layers are birds that are kept solely for their eggs. So this is the difference. This is the main difference. Yes, broilers can reach maturity in 6 weeks. I've seen broilers reach maturity in 5 weeks also, but 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, broilers are ready for market. And layers start laying eggs around 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 weeks of age. Yes. Also, layers are kept for a longer period of time. Layers can lay for about 80 to 88 weeks or 90 weeks, while broilers just need a short period of time. They grow, they are fed very well, and they go and they are slaughtered or sold as live birds. So that's the difference between layers and broilers. But the second question is, how old do birds start laying? I just answered that question in the first answer. Layers are birds that are kept for eggs, as they start laying from 16 weeks. Literature has it that they start laying at 16 weeks. That means some people have seen birds started laying by 16 weeks, but from my experience, I've not seen birds that lay by 16 weeks. They start laying by 18 weeks, then some 19, some 20, some 21, some even 23 or 24 weeks. Depends on the breed of bird, your breed of layers you have. We are talking about chicken now. Yes, chicken. So it takes between 16 and 23 weeks for these birds to start laying, and they can lay for more than a year, or some can even go up to 2 years. And then know that layers can lay for as long as you leave them, just that their production tends to drop, so you will not be profitable if you leave them for so long. And the third question is, how many eggs can a layer bird lay in a day? One chicken. How many eggs can one chicken lay in a day? The maximum a chicken can lay is 1. The maximum egg a chicken can lay in a day is 1. Yes. And in 7, if the chicken is consistent, it can only lay 6 eggs in 7 days. This is why birds take between 26 to 27 hours for 1 egg to form. Yes. So 1 egg is formed every 26 to 27 hours. So if you calculate, if your chicken lay today by 9 o'clock a.m., tomorrow it may have to lay by 10 or 11 o'clock a.m. The next day it has to lay by 3 or 4. That's how you keep pushing the hours until it miss you miss a day. That's why you can only get 1 egg, maximum of 1 egg in a day, and maximum of 6 eggs in 7 days. Yes, so a chicken can only lay 1 egg. Some people have argued that chickens lay 2 eggs, but scientifically and from my experience, I have not seen chicken lay 2 eggs in a day. Yes, so that's the answer for that. The third question is, how do I feed my broilers? Okay, I talked about broilers in the first questions. Broilers are birds that are kept for their meat, be it chicken, dog, geese, any form of bird that is kept for meat is called a broiler. Let's talk about chicken. Chickens are kept for up to 6 weeks. Broiler birds are kept for 6 weeks, and they are fed starter feed, grower feed, and finisher feed. Depends on what you want to achieve. So you can start them on broiler starter feed, or you can start them on broiler super starter feed. The starter feed is usually 22% crude protein. That's the content of protein in the diet, while the super starter feed usually is between 23 and 24% crude protein. This starter diet has more calcium and more protein and less fiber, so that the feed is easily digestible for these tiny birds during brooding. As they grow older, by 4 weeks or 5 weeks, you can change it to grower feed, and by 6 or 7 weeks, you can change it to finisher feed. Depends on what you want to achieve. For me, if I want to keep birds for 7 weeks, I start them on super starter from day 1, and I change to starter feed, which is 22% crude protein at week 4, and then I leave them on starter feed until 7 weeks. But if I want to keep them for 12 weeks, I introduce starter feed at 4 weeks, and then I continue with grower feed at 6 weeks, and then I introduce finisher at 10 weeks for 2 weeks. Between 10 and 12 weeks, that is when I use finisher. So that is the answer for that question. The next question is, how do I handle prolapse in my layers? First of all, we have to know what prolapse is. Prolapse, which I know the question is targeted, is asking, how do I manage prolapse, vaginal prolapse in my layers? Prolapse results as a result of too much fat deposition at the vents close to the, let's say, vagina, so that you understand, of the bird. So as a result, eggs tend to, as the bird try to lay egg, it may come out with the reproductive tract. So how do we manage it? Now, if you want to manage prolapse one by one when it happens, it's going to be difficult. But then if you want to do that, you can do it. You can clean, you can wash the prolapse organ, wash it with sugar salt solution, and gently massage it inside. Slowly it will go inside. But then to prevent prolapse, which is the best, you have to reduce feed consumption in your bird. But sometimes we tend to give layers too much feed because we want them to lay eggs for us, more eggs for us. But layers have a specific quantity of feed they are supposed to eat every day. So when you feed them aggressively, they tend to be fat, and fat birds don't lay eggs. Yes, if they lay, they may have a problem, and they will not end up laying very well. So you try to avoid feeding your birds too aggressively. So if you notice that your birds are fat, you reduce the quantity of feed that you give your bird. And mind you, if you reduce too much, your bird's production will drop. So just be mindful, don't give your birds more than 100 grams of food or 125 grams of food every day. The maximum is 125 grams of food, and the minimum is 100 grams of food every day. Just maintain it, and your birds will not have this issue. The next question is, what does bloody feces mean in poultry? Have you entered the poultry house and you see their feces having bloody stool in feces? What does it in poultry? What does it mean? Bloody stool in poultry can mean some other things, but the general one is coccidiosis. It means your bird have coccidiosis. That's a common one, and which is the most explainable thing. And it mustn't be bloody. If it is bloody, just know that your birds have, most of the time, acute coccidiosis. But sometimes when you ignore the coccidiosis, almost all your birds will start stooling blood. If not, you start by seeing brownish to dark brownish feces. You will now notice that, oh, my birds may be developing coccidiosis, and then you need to add anti-coccidiosis in your broiler feed by 3 to 4 weeks. You can use sulfur drugs to prevent coccidiosis in broilers, but sulfur drugs are contraindicated in layer birds, so take note. Do not use sulfur drugs in your layers. You can go for drugs like amprolium. You can go for drugs like diclazuril. You can go for drugs like toltrazuril in your layer birds. They are effective and you handle coccidiosis. You can use it every 2 months in your broilers. Yes, and where coccidiosis is a serious challenge, you may decide to use it every month. Just know that treatment doses are different from prophylactic doses, that's preventive doses. So if you want to prevent, it's cheaper for you. So it is important to prevent coccidiosis by treating them early before they come down with the disease. The next question is, how long do chickens live? For you to be profitable, they need to live between 6 and 12 weeks. Depends on the type of market you're serving. Some people prefer young birds, so you can sell between 5 and 7 weeks. Some people prefer mature, big premium birds, so you can sell between 10 and 12 weeks. At this age, you can be profitable. You are still profitable. But the longer broiler live, the less feed conversion, the less their feed conversion becomes. So they will eat more of your feed and they will add just a little weight. So try and sell your birds between 5 and 12 weeks. This period is profitable. While layers can live for up to 2 years, but just know that their production decreases once they reach around 2 years. So try to dispose the old layers and bring replacement layers to your farm. So that is enough for that question. Let's take the next. The next question is question 8. Is poultry farming profitable? Absolutely yes. Poultry farming is a very profitable, lucrative business if done properly. I have a small poultry. It is very profitable. I just make sure I do everything right. How do you do everything right? I have a lot of videos that show you how to do everything right in poultry. Yes, from brooding to growing stage to laying stage, or from day 1 to week 6. I have video on these things. So if you are interested, just go to my channel and look at it. It is very easy to become profitable in poultry. So people are still looking for meat to buy. People are still looking for eggs to buy every day. So if you are interested in poultry farming, just know that it's a very lucrative business. You can be profitable because many people are making a lot of money in poultry production. The next question is question 9. Is vaccination necessary on my poultry farm? Very necessary. I don't miss a vaccine on my farm. Yes, I have done some experiments without vaccines, but when I'm going on a large scale farming, I don't miss a vaccine. Vaccines like Newcastle and Gumboro are very important for both layers and broilers. You don't want to skip these vaccines. They could be expensive, but they are very important. Yes, so vaccines are important because they help your bird's immunity to be able to fight disease-causing organism when they attack the bird. So make sure you don't skip any vaccine. And the last question is, what could be the cause of cough in my poultry? My birds have been coughing. That's what the person is saying. And what could be the cause? There are many things that causes cough in poultry, be it layers or broilers. But the common one is Newcastle disease, because Newcastle disease is endemic. Let me talk about the diseases in Nigeria. Newcastle disease is the most endemic poultry disease in Nigeria. Yes, it could compete with coccidiosis, but from my experience, I am not backing any data up. I see Newcastle almost every day, and the common sign is cough, respiratory distress. Also, too much of poultry litter in a room can cause irritation of the respiratory tract in birds because of the toxic compounds. The toxic nature of their urine can cause irritation of the respiratory tract in birds, so they can start coughing. But the most common cause is Newcastle. And how do you manage Newcastle? Newcastle disease is managed by monthly vaccination. You give Lasota vaccine every month. And if Newcastle is not endemic in your area, you can give it every 2 months. But it's very important that you give Newcastle a vaccine every month. You may notice the birds are not interested in doing anything. They don't want to eat. They are coughing. Some of them, their necks are turning. That's a classical a sign of Newcastle disease. So this video has to end at this point. I've tried to answer the 10 common questions that poultry farmers or intending poultry farmers ask. So if you have any other question, you can leave it at the comment section. I always look at your comments, and I always love it when I see your comments. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell to get notified every time I post another video. Thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next video.